More of that good fried chicken and biscuits, money and stuff like that. Don't you reckon? I reckon so. Yeah. Going live. Praise God, everybody. Let's welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Get my setup right. Yeah, welcome, welcome. 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 Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? Y'all want to talk about getting talk about getting out here and getting this Federal Highway Administration money? Y'all want to get part of this $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Come on in. Welcome. Tap the screen. Let's tap it up. Thanks for the taps. Thanks for the likes, Bailey. I appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. These chains are choking me. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Let TikTok do its thing and invite people out. Loaded today. This is going to be the last night before we take a little break for Christmas. Yes, I enjoy spending the holiday season with my family and loving on my family and enjoying everything it has to offer. I ain't care less if Jesus was not born on the 25th of December. Don't mean a thing to me. Only thing that matters to me is I know he was born. I know he came. I know he's not a baby in that manger no more, that's for sure. I know he sits at the right hand of the Father, making intercession for me. But I still love to spend time. Any excuse to do. I don't care if it's a pagan holiday or pagans were involved at one time, but now there's a bunch of believers, spirit-filled believers like me that spend a lot of good quality time with their family and friends during this time of year. So I'm going to partake in that love. I'm going to partake in spending time with my family tomorrow and then again on Sunday. So I'll be back Monday. Teaching on introduction to federal contracting and teaching on how to position your business to take advantage of the DBE, the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program. Yep, talking about the significance of that and how important it is to position your company to really just grow from the bottom up and have a foundation that will support them and get into a sector, get into an industry that is going to be flooded with money over the next 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. Did you hear me? You need to position your business in an industry that's going to be flooded with money. We're going to talk about why that's so important. Why it's so important. We're going to talk about why that flood is coming. It's already started. They just passed in 2022. In 2022, they just passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. And it was a $1.2 trillion infusion into the United States economy. And you want to position your business to be right in the way of all that money that's coming down from the federal government. And I'm teaching how you do that. I'm teaching why that's so important. I'm teaching all entrepreneurs, calling all entrepreneurs, everybody who's birthing a business, the startup business has to be. It doesn't have to be a startup. You can have a business that's already making money, but let me tell you how to position it so it makes more money. And not only that, it's the kind of money that you don't have to worry about. You know it's going to be there for a long, long time. Yep, it's federal money. Federal money. Y'all know how the feds do when they're in trouble. They just throw money at the situation. And guess what? They're throwing money at our infrastructure. They're throwing money at the state of our economy right now. We had a tough startup after they shut us down, the pandemic. What they do during the pandemic? They passed the CARES Act. Right? That was $3 trillion. And what did they do? They made sure that it got to the people that needed it. They made sure it got to where it was going to be spent and put back into the economy. So now that there's no pandemic and there's no need for the CARES Act, they're going to begin to rebuild the nation's infrastructure because they're embarrassed. Come on, I'm gonna talk about some of that. I'm gonna talk about the importance. I'm gonna talk the significance of why getting into this infrastructure, this highway construction, this roadway construction, this bridge construction, airports, railways, yeah, motor carrier. I want to tell you about why it's important to get into this sector, and I want to tell you why the federal government knows how important it is, and I want to share that with you, so you can understand what's happening. You can understand the why to it all. Calling all business owners. I'm calling business owners that look like me, and more particularly, business owners that are minorities, that are women-owned businesses, that are veteran-owned businesses. I'm calling you out. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Pull up a chair. Listen for a second. You might learn something. I've been in business for 15 years. I've done everything from e-commerce, at e-commerce store. I did network marketing. I did multi-level marketing. I did network marketing. I learned a lot from network marketing. I learned a lot. I'm not going to knock it one minute, but it is it is more difficult than they lead on, right? So let's talk about, if you're going to put any effort into anything that's worth having, you want to make sure that you position yourself, or at least give me 10 minutes. Don't just scroll through. Give me 10 minutes of your time. Just listen for 10 minutes. Give yourself, invest 10 minutes in yourself to just hear. Just lend me your ear and listen for 10 minutes. And you tell me if I'm making any sense. If you tell me if I'm adding any value. Adding value, giving. That's what my heart's desire is. That's what my motivation is. I'm motivated by the desire to give and add value to people that have an ear to hear. Ear to hear. I've been in business for the past 15 years. I'm gonna pull up my website. Opportunity Construction. Right? Here it comes. Right there it is. That's my website. That's a business of mine. One of my business. I own several businesses. I own business in highway construction. That's this one. It's employment social enterprise. That means I solve problems through employment. I remove barriers to decent work. And if you want to know more about that, just go check this website out. It'll tell you all about me and who I am. It'll tell you about my mission. And it definitely lets you know that I'm serious, and I'm not this. I didn't just get started. I'm not new to this. I'm gonna talk a little street sometime too. I'm gonna tell you that I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I hope you can follow along and know what that means. Yeah. I'm worth listening to. I'm worth listening to. I'm going to give value today. I'm going to give you value. I'm going to teach you on the importance of positioning your business to enter into a 8-figure place, an 8-figure infrastructure. You know, when I say 8-figure, that's tens of millions of dollars, and I can say that because that kind of money is in this industry. It's not like some of these things you're hearing. I know a lot of people doing drop shipping, affiliate marketing, and it's all good. That's all good, but that can get you to a 6-figure place. That can't get you to an 8-figure place. They can't. The people who are selling you that can't honestly tell you that you can get to an 8-figure place with that business. 6 figures, and that's if you work real hard. You can do 6 figures. I want to tell you, for the same amount of work, same amount of effort in starting a company and establishing a business is really just a vehicle to get you to where you need to be, right? A vehicle to get you to a place where you can tap into whatever market it is you want to tap into. It's a vehicle that you create. It's an entity that you create that reduces your exposure. If you become an LLC and you incorporate, it'll reduce your exposure, and it will create a way for you to tap into the marketplace that you want to be in. And I want to convince you, and it's adding value. I want to convince you. I want to challenge you in your thinking, and I want to show you why you want to position yourself to be a disadvantaged business enterprise, a minority business enterprise, certified business enterprise, or a woman-owned certified business enterprise, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, there's also veteran-owned disadvantaged business enterprises. Yep. And then there's what they call disabled veteran enterprise. And how to get certified, where to go to get certified, what to do once you're certified, right? And then give you all the best practices that go along with it. Yeah, I'm going to mentor you, so to speak. I'm going to be a peer mentor, hopefully, because I'm calling out the people that look like me. And again, I'm saying, just give me 10 minutes of your time. Stop scrolling for 10 minutes and give me 10 minutes of your time. I'm new to TikTok. And yeah, I don't have a huge following, but I got 1,000 followers. Now I can go live. So listen, as TikTok puts this on your For You page, just stop. Invest in yourself. Invest. I tell you what, don't even invest 10 minutes. Invest 3 minutes in yourself tonight. And just hear what I have to say. Hear what I have to say. I am a business owner who owns several businesses, several nonprofits. I have a number of assets and real estate, and in equipment and that sort of thing. Because of what I'm about to tell you, This is my website. Look right above me. This is my website. This is Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Certified, Minority Business Enterprise, and Small Business Enterprise Certified. I got certifications. I have certifications. I have numbers. My certifications come along with my numbers that identify me as a certified disadvantaged business. And I'm going to tell you about the way that levels the playing field. I'm going to tell you about the way that gives me an opportunity, that gives me a platform to show the world what I can do and what my company can do and what my employees can do and what our teams can do. And they get us out there and they open the door. It opens the door, and then we do the rest. It opens the door. It opens the door to this trillions of dollars that are about to be released, that have already started being released, to rebuild and to rethink our infrastructure, right? So we're going to talk about what our infrastructure is tonight. We're going to talk about what that means. If it's an Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, we're going to talk about what that means. That $1.2 trillion bill. We're going to talk about what that means. We're also going to talk about how to position your company to partake in that, right? It's an ocean. I'm calling it an ocean of funding that's being infused into our nation's economy by way of infrastructure. Right? So it's key to know what infrastructure is. And people think infrastructure may just be highways and bridges and like sewer systems and stuff like that, but it's a lot more. There's a lot more. And our country is behind the 8 ball. It's behind all the other leading countries when it comes to the infrastructure. You look at, man, over in China they got supersonic trains, and in Europe they're running supersonic trains. They got airports that you run on some of those airports that's state of the art. You drive on some of the most clean, pristine roads. When you travel to other nations. Here, our stuff is, I hate to say it, but our stuff is lacking, man. Lagging behind. And guess what? It's embarrassing our federal government. So guess what? they have a job to do. And fortunately for them, they found out that they can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. That's the why. That's the why that this industry is going to be so funded. It's going to be oceans. It's going to be an ocean of funding in this industry because of what I'm telling you right now. This nugget I'm telling you right now. If you had a pen and a pad, you should write it down. You wouldn't be disappointed because I'm adding value. I'm giving you value right now. I'm telling you, and this is the kind of thing that when I'm consulting and when I'm teaching and when I'm traveling and when I'm talking to different groups of people in my sphere of influence and I'm talking to them, this is what I'm sharing. I'm sharing, listen, I've tapped into, and it wasn't accidental. I conducted my due diligence. I did my research when I started my company. And it checked all the boxes. It checked all the boxes. I wanted to know, was it big enough at the top? Was it big enough up at the top? Was it big enough? Was it going to be large enough to support my mission, to support my dreams, my vision? And that was I really needed to. I told somebody $50 million when I first started, and they thought that I bumped my head. They thought that that goal was too large. That was a too lofty goal. And guess what I did to that person? I stopped listening. So I stopped talking to them. I stopped telling them my dreams because they couldn't support it because they couldn't have a big enough mind. They couldn't go where I was trying to go. But that was $50 million back in 2012. So I needed to find an industry. I needed to find a marketplace that made 50 million make sense, right? And I couldn't find it in e-commerce. I'm sorry to say. I couldn't find it in network marketing. Sad to say, network marketing made me think I could find it there, but I couldn't find that 50 million in network marketing or multi-level marketing. What else? Affiliate marketing, drop shipping, and that sort of thing. I couldn't find 50 million in that. But guess where I found 50 million? I found 50 million right here where I'm telling you guys to come on with me. Come on over here on this side. Into infrastructure, into heavy highway, to transportation, into bridges. Come on over here. That's more than enough. Someone also asked me one time. They said, "Well, why do you want to encourage people to get into your industry, to get into your sector?" Because that's wisdom, right? I no longer have that mentality that there's not enough. I have a more than enough mindset now. And I understand when that motivational speaker, I don't really know his name because I don't listen to it too much, but I think his name's Thomas Evans or something like that. But this is what he said. He said, I don't want a seat at your table. I'm creating a table. We're creating a table. And he said that at one of his speaking events, and everybody got so excited. And, and now it's a sound bite, to kind of live by. And I'm not mad at him because he out here grinding too like me. But I understand what he means. I once preached a message because I was a preacher for 15 years, and I preached a message on the pie maker. The Most High God's the pie maker. See, we got to get out of this pie mentality where we section wealth off, and we say, well, if he's wealthy, that the pie is shrinking, and there's only one pie. Let me tell you that there's a pie maker out there that will make you your own pie and make you more than one pie. That making any sense to anybody? I hope that makes sense to you today. So again, give me 10 minutes and I'm gonna add value to your life. Give me 10 minutes and I'm gonna add value to your life. Stop scrolling. Give me 10 minutes and I'm gonna add value to your life. I'm gonna add value because that's what I'm out here to do. I'm out here to give. I'm full of love. I'm full of understanding. I'm full of knowledge and wisdom, and I understand that giving has always been who I was created to be. The scripture said that the Father, the Most High God, gives seed to the sower, and I realize now that I'm a sower. That's why I'm so plentiful. That's why I have so much seed. I have seed. I have seed where I need to plant it. I need to find places to give. And so TikTok, God, the Most High God put on my heart TikTok as a place to come out here and give, believe it or not. Because I'm not huge on social media. Just here recently, the past, I want to say 6 years, I've even I haven't been on Facebook more than 6 years, but I got on Facebook and then, Instagram, and I'm finding out that there's a significant need for somebody who has a sound mind, somebody who's not wavering back and forth, somebody who's fully persuaded in the things that they've learned. And so over my last 53 years, I've learned a lot. And the scripture also teaches where a lot has been given, where a lot has been invested by the Most High God through his Son, Jesus Christ, where a lot has been invested, that a lot is required. He said, where much is invested, much is required. So I know that there's a lot required of me. I know that my assignment is huge, and that my responsibility is huge. And what's required of me is huge. So I have to tap into these huge markets. right? So I tapped into infrastructure and I learned how to create wealth. I learned how to access money. I learned how to touch money. Thanks for the rose. Yeah, keep tapping stream. I learned how to touch money. And so now that I've learned how to touch money, I've also began to walk into the revelation of why I learned how to touch money. I'm a teacher. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. I learned how to touch money so I can in turn teach other people how to touch money, right? Because it's not about owning. It's not about owning anything. You'll never own money. You'll never own money. You can be wealthy, you can be rich in health and well being. You can never own money. And tell you what, never let money own you. Money is just a tool. Money is a tool. You give money, you spend money. Money is for acquisition, for acquiring things. And if you're smart, you acquire things like real estate and assets that have equity in them, that create wealth, right? Right? And then you can live in that wealth. That's why I teach on walking and living in an 8-figure lifestyle. I don't talk about being a billionaire or a multimillionaire, because what does that mean? What does that mean? Right. I want you to understand from the very beginning that if you are a multimillionaire, that just means you have the responsibility of someone who has access to multi-millions of dollars. What are you doing with those millions? And if it's all just about you and you acquiring things and having things, then it will be fleeting, and it'll leave you as quick as it came into your life. Okay, and tell you what, it'll work towards destroying you, as opposed to giving you the kind of sleep and sweet sleep that I have and peace. Yeah, one of my favorite sayings is more peace. When I leave somebody, I want to leave you with more peace. And I know if I can give more value, that will equate to more peace. Am I talking to anybody? Boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy. Listen. Give me your attention for 10 minutes. And I promise you, I will not sell you one thing. I will not tell you to go buy. I will not give you one offer. One offer where it will cost you money or where you will be charged. I will offer you to come to my free webinar. And listen, everybody out there has free webinars, and their webinars end up just being a big sales pitch. And what I will tell you is that I promise you that even at my webinar, I won't make any offers for you to buy anything. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? I am here to give value. To give value. I know it's a peculiar concept on TikTok and on social media. I know everybody and their grandmom's doing the exact opposite. Everybody's propositioning you. Everybody's selling you. I am not going to sell. Thank you. You're killing it. Thank you. I appreciate the likes. Listen, I'm trying to get to 10,000 likes, and we're running it up. We're running it up. And I promise that when I give the 10,000 likes, I'm going to give you my personal email address. How's that for value? You'll be able to email me directly and ask me questions. And I hope those questions are like, why do you do what you do? Or maybe even a thank you, that I appreciate you for doing what you do. But all I want to do is add value. I want to teach you how to start. First of all, I want to tell you that it's important that you start a business. So at the very least, you can have the understanding how you create this vehicle that I'm talking about that will take you from just enough to more than enough. That vehicle is called business. If somebody's picking up what I'm putting down in the comments, type in business. Type in business. I want to know who I'm talking to. If you are picking up what I'm putting down, type in business. And if you just came on, welcome. Give me 10 minutes. Quit scrolling. If this is popping up on your For You page, it's for you. Stop scrolling for a second. Give me 10 minutes. Invest 10 minutes into your life. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. Business. Let's go, Ferg. I see you, man. Welcome. You will not be disappointed. Give me 10 minutes, man. Give me 10 minutes. And double tap that screen, because I'm trying to run it up to 10K. I'm trying to fool with this TikTok algorithm at the same time. But listen, disadvantaged business enterprise. That's the goal. That's the goal. Over the next 90 days, let that be your goal. That you want a firm understanding, a firm grasp on why you ought to position your business. If you look like me, if you're a minority, if you come from a marginalized, if you come from a background that was disadvantaged, um, then you are who I'm talking to tonight. You're who I'm talking to tonight. If you have a business on you, if you're starting a business, even if you already started, if you want to start a business, if you already started a business, I want to teach you where you need to plant that business. You want to plant it. You want to plant it in a market that can support your goal. Now, if you have a goal that's just want to meet your needs and just enough to get by, then maybe this is not the direction you want to go. But if you want a place that's more than enough, if you want to get to a place that's bigger on the top, if you want to get to a place of more than enough, then you want to listen to me. You want to lend me your ear for at least 10 minutes. If you want to get to a place of more than enough, then I'm your man. I'm your man, because we're talking about a marketplace that I've been in for the past 10 years. I started my company, Opportunity Construction, and this is my website, Opportunity Construction. Y'all see it? You can Google it. You can tap it in your address bar, and it'll pop right up, and it will tell you a lot. It will tell you a lot about me. And listen, you can even Google me. I challenge you to Google me. Google my company. Google my company, OpportunityConstructionLLC.com. One of my moderators, Teresa, drop that in. Drop my email. Drop my domain name for Opportunity Construction in the comments. And look, I challenge you to go out and even Google my name. Google Carl with a C, Phinney, Phinney. Google me. Google me. How many people will say that? Google me. I'm no nonsense. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you that I've had this company for 10 years, but prior to now, I've been grinding. I've been a hustler all my life. All my life. All my life. Yep. Hustle, pay, sacrifice. Yep. Yep. I sing them all, but God did. I was on the wrong side of the tracks. I made some mistakes. I suffered trauma because of the mistakes I made. I suffered trauma because of the addictions and the habits that I created for myself. I suffered trauma. I shed tears. I bled. I still have wounds that break open today because of it. Because of it. Anybody listening, double tap that screen. Let me know that you're feeling me. Let me know that I'm saying something, that I'm adding value. Am I adding value? If you just came on, give me 3 minutes. I will add value. I'm talking about my company right now. I'm trying to lay a foundation to let new people know why they should give me 10 minutes. I told them already, go to my website. I've already said Google me. What else do you need me to do? I have receipts, and I'll break those receipts down when I have to. But I have things. I have assets. I have multiple doors, multi-unit properties, commercial properties, residential properties, single-family properties. Yep. I got a community center. I never would have thought in my lifetime I'd have a community center, but because of understanding the what does it say? I understood the assignment. Understanding the assignment that's on my life has put me in position to teach to you, to bring value to you from the very beginning of the inception of your business, so that your business is grounded. Your business has a foundation that you can build upon to go to 8 figures or more, right? I'm talking that let 8 figures be your goal. And if you don't know what 8 figures is, that's tens of millions of dollars. 8 figures. And I want you to be in a marketplace. I want you to be in a marketplace that will support that. You got to do the research. I've done the research. I'm living it. My business. Oh, I've been in business for 10 years, and we are north of that 8 figures in gross income. Let me tell you, I reinvest everything back into my companies because I will talk about that later on down the road too, because that's important. You know, I teach on, and I'm going to do an ebook on third money. Third money. That sounds funny, but that's going to be the title of my book. Carl Phinney presents Third Money, the third money concept. Third money concept. That because you reinvest your money, you create an avenue to get wealth. You create revenue streams, and then once you have those revenue streams, you reinvest them. You never spend it right away. You never spend it until it's third money. Can this new trucking company grow? Absolutely. This webinar will set new trucking companies on a path to 8 figures. And listen, are you a minority? Put a 1 in the comments if you're a minority. I believe I know who I'm talking to. Real Ferg. I believe it's my young boy. This is my sister's cousin, my daughter's cousin. But listen, if you're a minority, even if you're not a minority, I can teach you how, if you have family members, how you can go into business with your family members and tap into this DBE, this disadvantaged business enterprise. So to answer your question, the Real Ferg, yes. You're a black man. Come on, babe. Come on. The answer to you is absolutely yes. Trucking companies stand to make tens of millions of dollars over the next 10, 15, 20 years. And if you have a company position, if you let me teach you how to be a disadvantaged business enterprise, minority-owned business enterprise, and go through the certification process, I will teach you how to tap in to this $1.2 trillion work infrastructure investment and jobs act. Let's get to it a little bit, because everybody had an opportunity to get on here. I know that TikTok didn't do a great job with me yet. They don't know me too much yet. But I got 7,000 likes. I'm gonna give you my personal email when we get to 10,000. That's how I'm going to celebrate that. But let's just get into it. We got about another half hour, and I just want to get into some of this stuff I was talking about. Teresa or Joe, if you got your ears on, drop disadvantaged business enterprise in the comments. Disadvantaged business enterprise in the comments. J Baby Bard. No, don't. With all due respect, don't want to go live with anybody right now. I worked hard to get to my 1,000 followers so I could go live and really release what's on the inside of me. Some other time, I tell you what, you can go to that email in my bio as well, and you can email me. Follow me first, and then you can email me. And if we get to know one another, and I know that you have something to add that's in line with what I'm teaching, then I'll be glad at some point to go live with you. And that goes for anybody else that may be interested in going live. The answer is no right now, because I'm not wasting time. I want to make sure that the people that come on my live are aligned with me, aligned with my thinking, aligned with my believing. And I'll put my faith with your faith, and we can go to the next level. But I'm not on here to be petty and people challenging me and all that, because I'm fully persuaded in what my beliefs are. And I've also done all the research, conducted all the research, and I put my money where my mouth is as far as my business is concerned, and made huge investments into my company, and those investments are paying off now. I've taken huge risks, and those risks are paying off now. And now I'm teaching other people how not to be afraid when they take those same steps. So Ferg, Capriel, everybody that's out here that's starting a small business, already a small business, listen to what I had to say, and come to my webinar. It's 100% free. I won't make any offers on my lives. I won't offer you anything. I promise you that. And even at my webinar, I won't make any offers. And I know that's different in this whole world of social media, TikTok and all that, because everybody in their grandma trying to sell you something. I'm giving you value, not selling you value, not asking for anything in return other than your attention. Okay, so here we have it. DBE. Did that get dropped into my comments yet? Did somebody type DBE in there for me yet? Disadvantaged business enterprise. Okay, I see it. Disadvantage that's disadvantages, by the way. There's no S on it. It's disadvantaged business enterprise. DBE. Disadvantaged business enterprise. I'm going to go to YouTube quick. Okay? And I'm going to pull up. I don't know if this is it. Here it is. Y'all ready? Take a listen to this video, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. But tap that screen. Don't stop tapping that screen. Department of Transportation. Tap that screen. Double tap that screen. We're almost at it. Almost at 10K.
The Department of Transportation distributes substantial federal funds to finance transportation projects initiated by state and local governments, public transit authorities.
Y'all drop a 1 in the comments if you hear this okay.
The DOT is responsible for ensuring that all business enterprises have a fair opportunity to compete for federally funded transportation contracts. The Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, DBE program, is the DOT's strongest tool for creating a level playing field. The DBE program began in 1980 as a minority and women's business enterprise program. The program was established under the authority of Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits racial, ethnic, and national origin discrimination, and other statutes prohibiting gender discrimination that apply to DOT financial assistance programs. Congress has reauthorized the DBE program several times since its inception. Most recently, Congress established a continued need for the DBE program in the Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act. As a condition of receiving federal financial assistance, recipients of funds from the Federal Highway Administration, Federal Aviation Administration, and Federal Transit Administration are required to follow the DBE
Aviation and Federal Transit
located in 49
Federal
CFR,
Highway, Aviation, and Transit
and 23. The Departmental Office of Civil Rights coordinates the department's oversight of the program. These 3 operating administrations, FHWA, FAA, and FTA, are primarily responsible for overseeing the day-to-day administration of the program by recipients, providing training and technical assistance, and enforcing compliance.
Man,
the DBE program remedies ongoing.
I hate doing this because a lot of times I mess up and mess the video up. But as you hear, it says it gave it to the FHA, the FHAA, and the Federal Transit, the FTA, Federal Transit Administration, gave them oversight over it. So it came down. It's coming down. It's the feds. Everything's coming down from the federal government level. And they're given what they call oversight, and it's key. And why I stopped the video, it's key that you understand that oversight is what's really going to be significant for us. Like you asked, is it going to be good for new trucking companies, Ferg? Absolutely. New trucking companies or any company that is in one of these categories, and they need trucks and trucking companies for every part of this. A lot of it is triaxle trucks, but they also need regular trucking to move supplies to where they need to be. Okay? Trucking companies like me, I have 2 triaxles myself. And let me tell you, when they are working, they are making money. They are making money. And you can stay home and do it. You can put other people in your trucks. And you can be a broker, you can be a company, a disadvantaged business enterprise, and get a piece of this 1.2 trillion and go from there. But again, the key is that they're giving to the Federal Highway Administration. This money's coming down. This is the way it's coming through the Federal Highway Administration, through the Federal the airport FAA, and then it's the FTA, the Federal Transit Administration. That's the railroad tracks and that sort of thing.
And the continuing effects of past discrimination in federally assisted transportation contracting markets nationwide. The day-to-day administration of the DBE program is carried out by recipients of federal funds at the state and local level. This includes approximating how much participation is expected from DBEs by setting an annual overall DBE goal that represents the level of participation anticipated absent the effects of present and past discrimination. Recipients must set an overall goal for DBE participation and monitor results to foster non-discriminatory environments and ensure that DBEs have an equal opportunity to compete fairly. The DBE program isn't a quota or set-aside program. Instead, it's based on narrowly tailored goals and participation by prime contractors, subcontractors, and agency partners. Certification of eligible firms is a key component of the DBE program. But what is a DBE?
What is a DBE?
A disadvantaged business enterprise is a for-profit small business. At least 51% of the business is owned by one or more individuals who are both socially and economically disadvantaged. And the management and daily business operations are controlled by one or more of the socially and economically disadvantaged business owners. Firms meeting the eligibility standards can contact state departments of transportation or state DBE liaison and certification officers for instructions on how to apply for DBE certification. Each state has a unified certification program, UCP, to ensure certification decisions are honored
talk to you about
by all
the UCP
recipients
too.
in that state. There's
We'll
also
talk to you about that. That's going to be another thing that's at the webinar. On the webinar, we're going to that in detail.
In other states,
The whole
must
UCP
be certified to be counted toward
program.
a DBE goal. To find out more about the DBE program, how to apply to the program, and other useful contacts, visit the DOT website.
You got it? Anybody got any questions on that? Drop them in the comments. Let's talk about it. That was a lot, but let me tell you, I'm gonna break it all down. And I'm gonna break that down in these lives. That's the importance of being a DBE, and I'm gonna tell you how. In my webinar, I'm gonna tell you how to go through the whole process, to go through that UCP, the Unified Certification Program. The Unified Certification Program is just what they did is they took the best of this criteria. I guess, making sure that you meet the criteria, your firm meets the criteria before you become certified. It was different in states for a long time, and there was a lot of inequity in that. If you hear what I'm saying to you, there was a lot of inequity among the states. And what they did is they created one program, a unified program where all the criteria is the same across the board. And what that means is that here in Pennsylvania, if I go to a certifying agency like the DOT, which is PennDOT here in PA, if I go to the PennDOT and I apply through the Unified Certification Program to become a disadvantaged business enterprise and take part in that 1.2 trillion that I keep telling you about, that ocean that's coming down, the ocean of funding coming down from the federal government. If I want to go through the UCP, then the same application, the same process, the same criteria that I'm required to fulfill will be the same in Pennsylvania as it is in California, as it is in Florida, the same in the Midwest, out there in Utah and, Missouri, all of those, Idaho, all across the nation. It's all going to be the same. That's why it's called unified, because they made sure that they took out all of the racism, all the bureaucracy, all of the inequities, and it created something that will be more, I guess, it will be easier to kind of monitor, right, and then or oversee. And what they did was they made sure that the people that are getting these monies at the state level. So if the federal government releases money and the state gets it, Pennsylvania gets it, guess what? Pennsylvania is a recipient of that money, and now they're held responsible for doing exactly what the federal government has mandated with that money. And that if that money is to be made sure that the goals are satisfied, it gets to minorities, businesses, small businesses, disadvantaged businesses, women-owned businesses, and that's exactly what has to happen. So you want to certify your company from the word go. as a disadvantaged business enterprise. I'm teaching you how to do it. All right, hallelujah. Well, let's go. I got people telling me that we hit that 10K. So I'm going to keep my word, and I'm going to tell you guys my email address. 10K was my goal, and we have went past it. We went past it. We went way past it. But anyway, to keep my word, here is my personal email address. My private email address. It comes right to my phone, so don't be blowing me up unless you're for real. But it's C, my first initial. And I told you guys you can Google me. C, my first initial, and my last name, Phinney. And that's Phinney, the number 6 at AOL.com. Now, if you don't believe that AOL is my original from day one, my day one when it comes to email addresses, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But that's my personal email address, and that's how I celebrate getting 10Ks on these lives. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm telling everybody, man, I'm a winner. I love to win. I win at everything that I do. So guess what? I'm going to win at TikTok. I'm going to win at TikTok. It may not look like it right now, but it never looks like what it is. Don't let the what it look like fool you. Don't let the what it look like fool you. I'm telling you, I'm a man of faith. I walk by faith and not by sight. So whatever I'm looking at, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying out my mouth is what matters. What I'm declaring, what I'm affirming, what I'm decreeing in the earth is what matters. And I'm going to win at TikTok. I'm gonna have 50,000 viewers on these lives. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Who wanna bet that? All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right, so we went over what it means to be the importance of being a disadvantaged business enterprise. We went over who created that program. The DOT, the US DOT. That program was created by the federal government, by the United States government. You hear me? So what they done is they created a program and they revised it. You could have heard it in that video. It's been revised a number of times. They've been trying to get it right. And anytime you see the United States government trying to get something right, you better believe it's for a reason. So I've done my research and I found out that reason is they understand that it's valuable. This program is valuable to the country's economy. It's valuable to really kind of like setting the record straight. You know, a lot of people are talking about reparations, and there's a lot of bills and there's a lot of things that are going amongst Congress, and you know, that are talking about how all these injustices, all these inequities, all these things has happened to our people, marginalized people, people of color, poor folk, and now they're saying, you know, that there ought to be reparations and that sort of thing, and that could happen. But the government's smart, and the government's saying, listen, while we're talking about these reparations, let me try to do something to appease this people group, to appease these people who have been marginalized, who have been underserved. And we're going to create a program that allows them to tap in to an industry that for decades they've been left out of. Decades we've been left out of this industry called infrastructure. For decades it's been just a good old boys club. And I don't know who's listening and who needs to hear that, but I'm not afraid to say it. I'm right here in central PA. I'm in Pennsylvania. And when I say the good old boys club, everybody who look like me, everybody around me that's in business know exactly what I'm talking about. It's those people who have for decades, for hundreds of years even, have been getting the wealth, have been getting the lion's share of these government infusions, the lion's share of these government contracts, and it has been happening, and we were even oblivious to it all happening over the years, over the whole. I mean, this is not the first time the government has put money into infrastructure. The infrastructure is important. Now, it's the first time in a long time because it's well overdue. But it's not the first time. Who got all the money the first time? How much steel? How much concrete? How much asphalt? How much dirt, subbase? How much oil? How much petroleum? How much, oh my goodness, how much sweat, how much blood, sweat, and tears, labor, how much has gone into our nation's infrastructure, and how much has our people got because of it? I'm gonna wait. So now the government, thinking, is saying, all right, we'll give them a piece. We'll set goals. We'll make sure that there are goals now in this program that we'll have oversight of, that we will guarantee will be satisfied. These goals are being satisfied, and they're guaranteeing it. And not only are they having oversight over it, they're making everybody who receives a piece of this have oversight over it. So if it's $100 million contract and one of these prime contractors get that $100 million, now they're responsible to make sure that they got people on their team. Now it's their responsibility also. So it's the federal government's responsibility, it's the state's responsibility, and it's the prime contractor's responsibility to make sure that the goals are satisfied. Anybody hearing me? All right. Let's talk about. We talked about that. We talked about certification projects. Let's look at. What do you want to look at? Let's look at some of this money. You want to look at some of the money? I tell you what. Before we look at the money. No. Let's look at this money. Let's look at the bill. Let's look at the bill first. Let's look at the bill. And all I'm doing is Googling this stuff, you guys. Because I know the bill passed. I know the bill. I've been waiting on it. I've been hearing a lot about it. I follow the different news outlets. And I've been listening for this bill. And it came down the pike. And now, now that it's been passed, all you got to do is Google it. And I had up. Here it is. www.congress.gov. Y'all see that all right? Let me make sure you guys can see that all right. I'll get out of the way. This is the bill right here. It's H.R. 3684, Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. I got it pulled up, but you can Google it yourself. And if you get out here, you can look at this bill in detail. You can look at the language in the bill, and it says everything that I just said. It says that what I've alluded to, that the government has figured out that the quickest way to get the infusion and money into people's hands is through this Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. And it also shows how they revised the DBE program, and not only are they creating more oversight, they also put a lot more money, a lot more funding into the training aspect of it. What that means is if you're a consultant, if you have a nonprofit, even, you won't be able to become a disadvantaged business enterprise. When you have a nonprofit, you can establish yourself as one of the training entities that are coming along and supporting businesses that are disadvantaged business enterprise. So there's not only money in being a disadvantaged business enterprise, it's also money in supporting the success of disadvantaged business enterprise. You got to ask yourself why the federal government is doing this. Why all of a sudden do they want to make sure that there's participation in this program, that people are certified, and then those people that are certified, these businesses have these goals, mandated goals. They get this piece of this action, and not only do they get a piece of the action, they get support to help make sure that they're successful. You have to ask yourself why the government's doing that. I can tell you, again, that's what I'm dropping on you. I'm dropping these gems. This is another gem. This is more value. The government wants to do that because it's two things. They need us. They need us to spend our money. Good. Why? They need us to spend our money. The federal government needs us to have money so we can spend it. The economy is in bad shape. We're right at the verge of a recession. We might have already slid into a recession because of inflation and things that have happened. The Fed chair, interest rates are rising, and they're doing everything that they can to kind of like rectify, correct this inflation and bring us back into balance. And so what the U.S. government is doing is they're putting an infusion. They're making sure that the economy gets money quickly to kind of stabilize. And they know that they need to give it to minorities and working class people to stabilize it. That's the fastest way to go about it. That's one of the quickest, most efficient ways to go about it. And they kill a couple birds with one stone. And they also kind of like save face and get to look as if they care about us. I'm not saying they don't care. Don't email me asking me why I said they don't care. But at least they get the appearance of caring. So while you're waiting on reparations, hop over here, do the work necessary to position your business. And I promised everybody that I would talk about how that translates, how business translates. And I'm going to try and do it real quick, and then I'm going to sign off. But how business translates, you can have a trucking company. Let's talk about that because there was a question in the comments about a trucking company. If you have a regular trucking company, there's good money in a regular trucking company. But there's a lot of competition out there, right? And it doesn't matter who you are. But in infrastructure, because of this Infrastructure Jobs and Investment Act, and because of the implementation of this DBE program, if you're over and become a certified disadvantaged business enterprise, there's more funds that are going to be dumped into that program that give you access to it quickly. Right? So that's why it's key. So if you can carve out a good business in regular trucking, you can carve out twice the business over in infrastructure. Same thing if you're a landscaper. Same thing if you have a welding business. Same thing if you have an engineering firm, consulting firm. Same thing if you're a teacher. You can train in these aspects of highway, bridge, and roadway construction. And more. Same way if you're a carpenter. If you're a carpenter, you're in the building sector and you're a building carpenter, come on over and put those same skill sets to use as a form carpenter and build up some of these bridges and road and abutments for bridges and and use that same skill set, but put your company into a place that there's more than enough at the top, and that that the next 10, 15, 20 years they're going to be dumping this kind of money into that sector. And I explained why earlier, because our roads and our infrastructure and our bridges, and there's a lot about our government, our education system, but that's a whole nother story, is embarrassing. We're supposed to be leaders of the free world, and we're falling way behind. So we had to do something to turn it around. Yeah. And the United States government, they don't like to lose. But their way of solving things is to throw money at it. So why not put your business in the position right where in the direction they're throwing that money? That's what I want to tell you today. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. Listen, this is what I'm going to be talking about over my lives. I'm going to go live. I won't go live on Saturday or Sunday because I'm going to be spending a lot of quality time with my family. But back on Monday and every weekday, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be going live, teaching you the significance of positioning your company to go to that next level, positioning your company to tap into an ocean of funds coming down from the federal government, teaching you why you want to become a certified disadvantaged business enterprise, teaching you how that's done, teaching you why it's going to be so beneficial for your company, even if your company is already working. I'm going to teach you why it's going to help sustain your company for the next 10, 15, 20 years. It's going to easily be enough funding for you to take your company from wherever it is now to north of 8 figures. And again, I tell you, 8 figures is 10 million plus. So you want to go north. You want to have a company that has access to a marketplace where you can have gross revenues of tens of millions of dollars. And there's more than enough. There's more than enough. There's more than enough out there. Let's do it. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. I'll be teaching every weekday, Monday through Friday, at 7 p.m. sharp. I'll come on 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I promise you, I will never make any offers. I'm not selling you anything. I'm giving value. I'm giving value. That's more important than money to me, because I know what that in turn means. I'm giving value. I'm going to add value to you personally. I'm going to add value to your business. And it's all going to be within these lives. And then in addition to that, I'm going to have a free webinar. And the same thing goes for the webinar. I will not offer you anything. I'm going to give it all for free. I'm going to teach you how to become a certified disadvantaged business enterprise. I'm going to teach you how to be a woman-owned disadvantaged business enterprise. I'm going to teach you how to be a certified minority-owned business enterprise. I'm going to teach you the significance of what that means in our webinar. Not only am I going to teach you the significance of what that means, I'm going to give you all the best practices, and I'm going to teach you how to create a professional team that's going to support where you're going. Because again, it's all about where you're going. You want to tap into a market that can support your vision. And if your vision is more than enough, it's more than just carving out a little piece for yourself, but it's about helping hurting people and helping other people, as well as yourself and your family, and obtaining generational wealth that you could pass down, then you need to tap into a marketplace that can sustain that, a marketplace that can support that. And I found one in infrastructure. And they're going to continue to dump ocean of money, an ocean of funding. It started. You got 1.2 trillion in 2022. That's just the beginning. So that and more. I have a team of professionals. I am partnering with my company, Opportunity Construction. Again, Google it. Google me. Google my company. Go to the link in go to the email in my bio. Follow me. Go to the email in my bio, and that's reg at opportunityconstructionllc.com. That'll be the starting place. Email me at that email address. Let me know you want to reserve your spot in the webinar, on the webinar, because if you can't be in person, you're more than welcome to be there virtually, and we will secure you a spot. Someone from my team will reach out to you very, very quickly and begin to make sure that you have your spot. So go there and register. All right? Again, one last time. I'm going to come on every weekday. It won't be tomorrow, which is Saturday or Sunday. Monday, I'll be back, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, teaching on certifying your company as a disadvantaged business enterprise and why it is so vitally important for your company to establish that foundation to go to the next level, to go to a 8-figure level. That's what we're doing. All right? I love you with the love of the Lord. Until I see you again, more peace.